sky began to cry. They called me the voodoo woman. I looked through water and spied dry land. They called me the voodoo woman. I looked through water and spied dry land. I tell all you men, if your woman got enough, I got a rabbit foot in my pocket, a toad frog in my shoe, a crawfish on my shoulder, you looking dead at you. I got dust from a rattlesnake, I got a black spider bone. If that don't do it, baby, you better leave it all alone. They call me the voodoo woman, and I know the reason why. Lord, if I raise my hand, though the sky begin to cry. I got a rabbit foot in my pocket, a toad frog in my shoe, a crawfish on my shoulder, looking dead at you. I got dust from a rattlesnake, I got a black spider bone. If that don't do it, baby, you better leave it all alone. They call me the voodoo woman, and I know the reason why. Lord, if I raise my hand, know the sky begin to cry. Lord, if I raise my hand,
And that's my time. Thank you, guys. Give it up for your host, Sean McCarthy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Max Cano. Ladies and gentlemen, Max Cano. I have his set list. I'm going to sell this on eBay. What happened? We're good? I don't know how to do that stuff. I was like, oh, where does this go? There? I don't know. And then that's when you walked in. I go, yeah, I took this out. I thought it went there. I thought you figured it out. Ladies and gentlemen, I made my friend flip his shit. Let's hear it from me. I'm sorry, Fexy Fetidine. We're back. It's working. Do you want to start over? All right. Good evening. Welcome to the show. My name's Sean. Your first comic coming to the stage is Max Cano. Two Jews walked into a bar and bought it. L'chaim. My wife hates it when I pee in the shower. I didn't know she was in there. Hello, lady. Try the veal. I'll be here all week. All right. It's working, right? We're good? Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, and big shout-outs to Stevie Ray Sunny Slow Vapes. Now he can hear us. I'm so stupid. All right. Hey, this next young man I met a million years ago, it seemed, and he stopped in here a couple of weeks ago. I was like, oh, my God, I haven't seen you forever. And we had him on, and I was like, you got to come back and do more time. He's like, of course. And so we're happy that he's back. Please put your hands together, the first man to be heard on tonight's show, because I fucked up the sound, Mr. Ryan McKee.
All right. Thanks for calling me a young man, Sean. This is the only comedy show that I get introduced as a young man. Everybody else is younger than me in this scene, but hey, all right, I'll take it. Hey, thank you for being out here tonight. I'm originally from Payson, Arizona. Have you guys heard of that place? Yeah, you heard of Payson? Yeah. Growing up in a small town is interesting. I actually dated the same girl 3 times in high school, not because we were so in love, because I came up in her rotation that many times. Not a lot of options in a small town. Not a lot of options. When I was growing up in the 80s, we only had 2 types of ethnic food in town. There was Mexican and Chinese, and they were in the same restaurant. What was this delicious restaurant, you ask? It was called Pedro Wong's. That's not a joke. That was a real restaurant. They had some amazing carne asada fried rice. It was like Filiberto's meets Panda Express. It wasn't until that I was in high school that I learned that egg rolls and taquitos come from different countries. How was I supposed to know? They were both fried tubes of Tasty. I didn't have the internet to look it up back then. That's how old I am. I didn't have the internet growing up. I know, it's crazy. A lot of people think that there's more misinformation in the world now because of the internet. But let me tell you, I don't think that's true, because back in the early 90s, we all believed, without a doubt, that Richard Gere stuffed a gerbil up his butt. That rumor got everywhere. That rumor got to Payson, Arizona, without the internet. I would have put money on that gerbil. Growing up, my parents were horrible at fixing things. Like, they didn't even try to fix something when it broke. They just bought a new one. However, they never got rid of the old one. Like, they weren't necessarily hoarders, but they were certainly broken object optimists. Right? And I'm bad. I keep too much clutter, too. Anybody else keep too much clutter in their house? Yeah, too much clutter. I took one of those declutter challenges. I got rid of half my stuff. It's called getting a divorce. Hashtag getting a divorce. I have so much extra room now in my bank account. It's awesome. Not all that extra money clogging up my feng shui, okay? I am dating now in my 40s, which, yeah, is great, because you're laughing too hard at that. That wasn't even a joke. She's just like, ha ha, weird old people dating. Yeah, no, it's great, because at this age, it's pretty much just everybody is a rescue dog. Like, in your 40s, everybody is a rescue dog, because somebody has abandoned us, and we're just happy if anyone will take us home. I'm just stoked if you don't make me sleep outside. I promise not to shit on the floor. There's so many different options for dating now. There's like monogamy, non-monogamy, polyamory. But I think the best type of dating, or the best dating style, are swingers. At least that's the best for the environment, because they don't need a brand new lover. They'll just borrow your lover for the night. That's called recycling. They don't have to use all the resources for a brand new lover. It's recycling, guys. Okay, I had to explain it a little extra, trying to get a second laugh. It didn't work, right? Nope, it did not. I can't see anybody as the lights are right in my face, so I'm just... all right, I will to say this and get out of here. Okay, so this joke gets a little dark, and then it gets funny again. So will you stick with me? Yeah, okay. This guy just did a nice big nod. I'm holding you to it. All right, so my ex-wife, her boyfriend right before me was bipolar and committed suicide. And that's not the joke. That's sad. I'm not making a joke about that. However, you would think that would set the bar pretty low for me, right? Like, just don't kill yourself and she'd be happy. But oh no. She still expected me to not get too drunk at her birthday party. And not say things like, I know where your last boyfriend killed himself, when we were arguing. 'Cause that never won an argument, no matter how right I was. And when we were arguing, sometimes you think crazy things when you're arguing with your significant other. Some people might think, ooh, I could just kill her right now. And you're not going to do it, but that's what you think. I actually never thought that. I always thought, ooh, she's so lucky I don't kill myself right now. Because one boyfriend killing himself, that's sad. 2 in a row, people are going to talk, right? That's a trend. Probably going to be an investigation. They could start calling her the Black Widow. Definitely a CSI episode written about her. All right, thanks so much. I've been Ryan McKee.
Mr. Ryan McKee, that hot shit right there, young man. Ryan, to me, I mean, you look good for your age, but even if you're in your 40s, you're still a young man. I'm 55, so. But yeah, these kids in this game now, what the fuck do they think they know, right? I'll beat them all. Okay, I'm just kidding. Let's hear it for Mr. Ryan McKee right there. I told you, I love that. Funny ass shit. He goes, people are going to talk. That's pretty funny. Fucking horrible. He goes, suicide. That's not funny, but it's like so funny. Fucking awesome. Ryan McKee. All right, let's keep this going. I don't want to go off on a tangent after hitting my vape pen that has DMT in the back, but Jesus is talking to me. There's elves. Okay. This next cat right here is out regularly at JP's out in Gilbert, I think, area. And basically everywhere in town, actually. You can see him at a lot of clubs around town. But we're always thrilled when he's here, and I believe he lives really close to here. Yeah, he took the light rail here. He got off right in front. The light rail stopped in front. Please put your hands together for the very funny Mr. Johnny Jello.
How's everybody doing, huh? All right, look, we got camera 1 over here, camera 2 over there. All right, that's getting all my angles, dude. They're going to see how fat I am tonight. The stage is definitely feeling it. As soon as I stepped up, it's like, are you fucking serious? All right. Well, I've never performed for this many people before. This is fucking wild, guys. Holy shit. Yeah, I'd ask if any of y'all were parents, but I can tell you're from the generation that does nothing but eat ass. So, I mean, you can't get pregnant from that. She's giggling because it just got done 10 minutes ago. I understand. It's all right. It's all right. Hey. If it looks that fucking good, I'll eat it. It's Taco Tuesday. Nothing wrong with a little brown rice in between. All right, let's do this. That's kind of like a Chinese joke. Don't get offended. Don't start tweeting and being like, oh my God, fucking Johnny Jello looks like John Candy resurrected. Do you even know who John Candy is? Jesus fucking Christ. This is the generation we're dealing with. They don't even know who John Candy is. Wow, I can't even fucking talk to you people anymore. I'm like, do you know who Chris Farley is? Okay, thank God. Jesus, I was about to chop my own dick off and call myself... Whew, all right, that's cool. Well, yeah, man, I am a dad, if anybody's interested. My sperm is good. My kid's fucking cute, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I'll show you pictures after the show, and if you really like them, I got adoption papers, too. So let's fucking get it, all right? I love performing in this room, by the way. This is like where the mafia comes to kill people. Yeah, like, could you picture, like, if you fuck up, all the regular patrons are, you know, having fucking Cheetos or whatever the fuck they're serving out there and drinking beers, and it's just noisy enough when karaoke's going that if Joe Pesci were yelling, nobody would fuck. Do you guys even know who Joe Pesci is? I got to come back to you. No? You don't remember Joe Pesci? Home Alone? Any? You know who Joe Pesci... Oh, wow. How old are you? Like 56? Like, you seem like the responsible adult in the... You're the only one with a beer. I mean, this is fucking crazy. Okay, so Joe Pesci... I mean, picture a guy eating your ass that's about 4'2", and he's like, oh, my God, this ass tastes fucking great. Oh, my God. You know, and... Honey, you gotta lay off the fucking brown rice, all right? You gotta start eating some fucking fava beans, get some fiber in your diet. I'm fucking hacking up fucking stones over here. I'm like, you okay? That's Joe Pesci, all right? Now, in case I offended you, I know Robert De Niro would then come in the room. No, I heard some things. You offended the millennials a little bit. Gen Z's coming. They're tweeting right now. Joe, you gotta get the fuck out of here. All right, I know my De Niro's not as good as Pesci. All right, I'll go back. But what if we had Donald Trump in this room, right? Oh, my God. They'd be like, we separated everybody with a curtain and a wall. We're separating everybody in Tickle Bone comedy. If you're brown, get down here and drink some beer. Be a patron for one day, then get the fuck out. Yeah, all right. No, it's great. I love being a dad. It's very rewarding. I do this thing called not fucking sleeping anymore. That's kind of cool, right? Yeah, dude, it's great. It's been about 5 years, I think. I don't know. I'll ask my wife after the show. You guys got quiet. Is she here or something? Like, what the... She come fucking walking in. She's like, John, oh, my God, don't tell all the personal business. I don't know. Fuck, man. I love it, though. I turned 38 last year, and that's really when shit went downhill for me. I know this because my digestive system has changed severely. I can't eat what I used to anymore. The fucked up thing is I eat healthy, and I still don't drop weight. It's kind of like a catch-22. I don't know what's going on. So I decided to I decided to go to the gym. You guys know Planet Fitness, right? Of course you do. You like anything purple, you fucking queers. Anyways. Yeah, it's fucking weird being masculine in Planet Fitness, man, because I like to grunt, I like to fucking sweat, you know, but they serve pepperoni pizza. So, Jesus Christ, how much weight am I going to lose in there, you know? And their whole philosophy is like, well, if you eat junk food here, you'll be more honest about it. I'm in the fucking locker room doing pizza betting like it's a fucking horse race. I'm like, come on, Jeff, come on, 6 slices today, come on. They had a little meet and greet when I first signed up, man. They're like, oh, what's everybody's goals? What do you want to do? And, you know, this lady's like, oh, I just want to be healthier for my kids. And this guy's like, oh, I want to lose a little beer gut. They asked me, like, Johnny, what do you want to do? I'm like, fuck, dude, I just want to look good naked. For real, picture this naked. Do you want to picture this naked young lady? No, she doesn't want to fucking picture. She wouldn't even care if I was behind her eating her ass. She's like, please, please, no mirrors, please. God, oh, my God. I'd be too fat. She'd still see, like, a dump truck behind her, like, brr, brr, Jesus. I'm sorry, honey. I'll talk to you after the show. It's all good. I give out my phone number to anybody. Except my wife. She doesn't know my second. It's a burner phone, okay? You know what a burner phone is? Are you from that generation? That's what happens when they kill people back here and they call the contractors to pick them up out of the dumpster. And then Joe Pesci's like, all right, I dumped this fucking idiot in the dumpster. Come over here and pick him up, you fucking... All right, I'm out of here. My name is Johnny Jello, everybody. God bless y'all for coming out. I can't do this mic stand. I'm sorry, buddy. I'll bring it back to you. You like that?
Yeah. Dude, I am, motherfucker. I'm in shape. I put steroids on my hot dogs in the morning. I shoot Cialis in my pectoral muscles. They're hard as fuck. That's so stupid. I work out a lot. Let's hear for Johnny Jello right there, that nice young man. Nice young man. Doing the old eating ass crowd work. Let's hear it for... I used to ingratiate myself to the audience. I'm 55. I'm like, hey, how about the weather? He's like, do you eat ass? I'm like, what is with these fucking kids today? So funny. And it's so funny because everybody, all these fucking people go, these kids say eating ass. You know, they're just going to top the kids today are like, oh, yeah, we eat ass. Their kids are going to, like, I punch ass. Like, when their fucking kids are going to get fucking, it's crazier as it goes down the line. You ever shoved a whole foot in someone's ass? Yeah, we're all about it here. My parents just ate it. I have a full ankle deep in some ass. I'll put an elbow in my girl's ass. I'm fucked up. This is 2059. That's how we rock the fucking box. So, I just like to have sex like a normal person with a sheet over my wife and a hole cut right where her vagina is, like God intended. That's right. You better look away, you sinner son of a bitch. I'm just kidding. She's on Tinder right now, for Christ's sake. She's like, how do I get out of here? I'm kidding. I'm being an idiot. I love everybody. All right, focus. Hey, so we have a few more comics coming up here, and I'm thrilled about this next guy. I've literally known him for so many years. I knew him before he was married. Now he's married, but he's never not been funnier. He gets funnier all the time, by the way. If you know Jet Ski Johnson, he opens up for her sometimes. He's kind of a big deal. Please put your hands together for Mr. Jason Hill.
What's up? Yeah, what's up? All right, okay, change of pace from the ass eating. What's up? Let's see. What do I want to talk about? Easter's coming up. Question on everybody's mind. What is your favorite scene in The Passion of the Christ? Shout it out. All right. There he goes. That's exciting. That's a good. Any fans? Any cinema fans of The Pash? I loved it. It came out in my teenage years. I was a big fan. I was very. If you can't tell from my vibe, I was a youth group kid in high school. Can you not? That's not. I still am pure. I don't know if you are getting that. No ass eating for this. Missionary only, sir. Only if life can happen. All right. I was very. I'm so. I was raised Catholic, so like to me, a condom is very kinky. You know what I mean? Like that's my. Does the Pope know we're doing this? This is crazy. Oh man. The pulling at my balls or my pubes when you rip it off. That's like the devil pulling at your. All right. This got weird. What was I talking about? The Passion. I was talking about The Passion. I saw it in high school. It came out when I was in high school. We were so stoked. Me and my crew, my Christ crew. We were all so happy. It came out Ash Wednesday. We're like, we got to catch it on Ash Wednesday before Mass. Gotta get interspersed throughout Lent. We got to see it a few more times. It was our Star Wars, you guys. It was better than Star Wars because, like, you don't think Star Wars is real, okay? Could you imagine how much better Star Wars would be if you thought it was, like, you believed in the Force? Like, these religious movies are crazy when you're, like, really into it. Like, the Noah's Ark movie is like, wow! This is insane. All right. I loved it. It was very cool. We were big fans of The Pash. Weird movie, like, in hindsight, to see in theaters. Like, Mike and Ike's just hit different, you know, when you're, like, watching the Son of God get tortured for an hour. It's like, man, it's weird. Weird vibe in here, but, no, it's good. I did. I was all in. I believed, I thought, and at the time, I believed that Jesus was crucified because of my sins, which is like an intense, like, punishment for rubbing it out. You know what I mean? Like, that seems, wow, a little much to torture him for that. But I felt I was like I would watch it and I was entertained, but also like very ashamed. Just like, this is great, but I'm a horrible person. All right, I don't know why did I do this? But then I guess you kind of get into it and you're like, now maybe shame is entertaining. Maybe there's a new genre, entershamement. That's what I'm going for. New thing. That sounds kind of kinky. I don't know. It's kind of, you sin as a teenager. Number one sin of a teenager is lust. All right. Very horny. Anyways, didn't mean to bring this weird energy in here. No, it was good. Now I do still get that shame. Now I have to like get it from like watching nature documentaries. That's how I get entershamed now. Just like. It's not that it's like just watching the polar bear out there like floating on the ice all by himself. I'm like, this is my fault. I ate too many crabs or whatever. I don't know what the rules are. It's not as exciting. Like the things causing climate change are not as sexy as what caused the crucifixion. All right. Anyways. Oh geez. I'm not as religious anymore. I'm like a spiritual person. Like I still, I want to thank something for sunsets still, you know what I mean? But I can't, I'm not like, cause now religion's like, it's like, it's like movies and stuff. And like, I don't, every like American Christianity is weird. Like it's like very, like how it's like modern, very capitalist. It's like, there's like churches that are like, are you guys, Jesus wants you to grind, you guys. Get a side hustle for the Lord. Keep those tithes coming for old Joel. That's what it's really about. Oh, jeez. Get a Porsche if you're a follower. No, I don't. It's not just Christianity. It's like you can't trust any of them anymore these days. You got the Dalai Lama sucking tongue. You guys remember this? He sucked. That's insane. I was thinking, and I was like, it's everybody, and I was like, the weirdest thing with the Dalai Lama is like he's 87 years old. He's been the Dalai Lama his whole life, and he kept it together until that one time. He kept it. No, he's reincarnated, so it's like 12 lifetimes, and then 87 years, and then he's like, "Can I suck your tongue?" No, you ruined it. So in conclusion, do drugs and eat ass, everybody. Woo, yeah!
In conclusion, Jason Hill, let's hear for that nice young man. Do drugs and eat ass. Yeah, what was the Dalai Lama doing there, fucking sucking tongue like that? You Google, it's a true story, man. Getting weird. All right. Well, Jason Hill, let's hear it for that young man. Please make some noise. He needs an applause hug after the Dalai Lama sucked his tongue. Okay. Jason. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Okay. Ladies, I was looking for, I thought he'd be over here, but he's over there. Ladies, this next young man I've known forever. I knew him here and did shows with him here. I lived in L.A. I knew him when I lived in L.A., and now I'm back here, and he's also here. He hasn't done stand-up for a minute, but he's back, and I said, please come drop a hot five on us. Put your hands together for the very funny and a dear old friend, Mike.
Were you guys waiting for the last name? Like there was a pause. I just dropped it. Yeah, I feel like a crescendo. It's been a while, so we're gonna do this Richard Lewis style. I don't know anyone here, but I know community. You're all thinking the same thing. Wow, that guy's gotten really fat. I have no recollection whatsoever, but he looks like he put on some weight. I love your style of fat. That's the kind I'm going for. Because I feel like you could be a bouncer anywhere. No one's hiring the guy with skinny arms and just a giant belly to be a bouncer. I don't intimidate anyone. You look like you could do a decent charge. Like a rhino charge. Me, I look like my belly would just unlevel me. Like I wouldn't know how to work with it because I'm kind of new to it. And I would just trip and fall. I respect it. So where we're at here. It's kind of bothering me that I put on so much weight this year, but I'm going to kind of let it go because I love the fact that I'm in America and we're the only country in the world, that complains about weight. There's no one in a third world country complaining, saying I need to lose weight besides tapeworms. Everyone else is just... God, I wish I could put on 20 pounds. When's that rice gonna drop from that plane? First world problems. We say first world, and we kind of know who the third world country is. I want to know who the second world is. I'm imagining it's a country with brown people with dial-up internet. They're on their way, but not quite there. my go-to store used to be Ross, because I'm kind of thrifty. But Ross doesn't like anyone with like a size 30 over a size 34 waist for men. So now I have to like shop in the women's section, because women know how to take care of like their fat customers. Because they have like the petite fat section, and then they have the tall and fat. So it's like, what kind of fat are you? They factored that in. The guys section of the store just, what are you, 6'6"? All right, we have a size 38 pants with a size 28 length. There you go. We don't think it out right. I wish I had a drug problem so I could justify my life. Like, I'm pretty sure I had the same trajectory in life as a crackhead, but without the crack. There's NA and AA groups for crackheads. There's no loser anonymous. It's like I can't, there's no meeting I can go to, you know? Where I just hear some guy, I don't have a drug or alcohol problem, I was just sucking dick for day old Chinese food. For no reason. Because I am terrible at standardized testing. And that's why I'm here. This little ditty. Oh, I'll go on this. I absolutely hate, one of my biggest pet peeves, like drug stories, if I were to put them in ranking, coke heads, you guys have the best stories. Heroin stories are fucking depressing. Like, heroin stories are like, it's like watching Sophie's Choice with like a cast that's all gay and dying of feline AIDS. And then there's pot stories that are just, I fucking hate pot stories. Because some of it at the end is just a food story. Like, at the end, it's always, yeah, then we made buddy, we were like really high, and then we went to Taco Bell, and then we came home, and then we woke up the next day, and there's pizza boxes everywhere. Whereas Coke stories, now you're living life. There's always a hot tub in a Coke story. There's some sort of menage a trois that went kind of wrong. Someone had a bloody nose, but they powered through it. There's usually like, yeah, I was fucking this girl in the ass and she shit all over my new sheets. They're wonderful stories. They're uplifting and you're like, God, I wish I did Coke. But I know I can't afford it. That's the only thing that's keeping me from doing drugs. I cannot afford it. All right. How much time do I got? That's it. Thank you, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike. That's my friend Mike. He goes by Mike. I can't give out his government name right now, folks. Please put your hands together for Mike. God, it's been a minute since I've seen you stand up. It's fantastic. It's so fucking good to see you do that, sir. Mike, let's hear from Mike, please. That was awesome. Thank you. Fuck yeah. So cool. That was really awesome. He hasn't done stand-up for like a really long time. That's fucking great to just see him riff it out. All right. Continuing on with tonight's festivities. We're down to number 56 out of 432. We'll be here next Sunday. Hold on tight. Please put your hands together for this man I literally have known for almost 20 years. Ricky Brindley!
Thanks, guys. So, we are like 4-year anniversary, almost to the date from the lockdown happening. Do you guys realize this? Yeah, we made it through. Yeah, I always remember because my last day of work was Stone Cold Steve Austin Day. Does anybody else know Stone Cold Steve Austin Day? March 16th, baby. Yeah, we got a Stone Cold head here. Anyway, 3:16, I walk into the office. And my boss, right after clocking in, is like, "Hey, can we have a chat over in my office?" No big deal, no nothing. And then and I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And I guess we had just had a team builder the day before, and we did some icebreaker where they were like, "What's your favorite Nicolas Cage movie?" And I was one of the last people to get called on. And everyone had already gone through the classics, Raising Arizona, The Face Off, whatever. And then so they're like, "Hey, Ricky, what's your favorite Nicolas Cage movie?" And actually, one of my favorite Nicolas Cage movies is Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans. Yeah, it's a great movie. It's really fun. But I got kind of the reaction that I did right here. So somebody was like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's great. Nicolas Cage plays a corrupt cop who smokes crack. It's crazy." Well, my boss is like, "Hey, somebody in the office was kind of offended about what you were talking about. If you could keep the crack smoke chat down to a minimum, or just that kind of stuff in general, it'd probably be best." So I have that kind of floating around in the back of my mind or whatever. And if you don't remember, right around then, Kobe Bryant had just died as well. So somebody had brought that up and kind of the desks around us. And I was like, I'm a Suns fan, so I've never really had any love for Kobe Bryant anyway. So I can't really be yeah, it's so sad. And in fact, I was sort of yeah, but he had all that stuff that happened in Colorado. Am I right, guys? And the girl that sits next to me is like, "Yeah, but she was lying." And I was just like, "Oh, I guess I have my boss's voice in the back of my head." So I'm just like, "All right, I guess I'll let that one go," or whatever. And then literally 45 minutes later, somehow, I don't remember exactly what comes up, but the same person who was talking about Kobe Bryant was like, "Yeah, the Earth is 3,000 years old, right?" And so, obviously, once again, I'm not going to be, chastising somebody about their, insane beliefs. But anytime I read, an article from somebody who's too far leveraged in commercial real estate and is like, "Yeah, we need to have office culture come back," I just think back to Stone Cold Steve Austin Day, where I had to just, hold my tongue while somebody was like, "Yeah, that rape never happened." So that was fun. Anyway, who here is familiar with Gordon Lightfoot? Yes. All right. Gordon Lightfoot is somebody who your moms would love. Back in the 70s, he recorded kind of folk music, and he had this hit called Sundown, and it goes, "Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been reaching round my back stair." It's about his girlfriend. He was, neighbors with Neil Young. It's, whatever. But that woman that song is about ended up selling John Belushi the speedball that killed him. Just kind of a weird happenstance in music history. And so to bring it back to something that you guys might relate to, it'd be kind of like if Delilah from Hey There Delilah sold Mac Miller his last 8-ball. So yeah, that's kind of how that goes. Speaking of music your moms love, Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. Yes, all right, we got a little bit more universal acclaim on that one. Did you guys know that they built cocaine into the budget of that album? They literally had a position called a fade-out artist, which they told the studio was the guy when they fade out the song. There was some guy in England where that's his specialty, and they have to pay him $25,000 to do that. And they just use that money to buy coke. And then they recorded "The thunder only happens when it's raining." It's just kind of crazy. All that coke turned into just that. But I think that like that's also happened like throughout like history as well. For example, there's a movie from 1988 called Young Guns, and it like at first you'd think it was just like a western, but then you realize that it's 1988 and Emilio Estevez and Kiefer Sutherland and Charlie Sheen were all on the same set in like New Mexico in 1987. And all I gotta say is that there is a guy named Devan that like totally bought a Trans Am with all of the coke that he sold to that set. Just saying. What else we got? Who here was too young for Four Loko Madness when their like original recipe was out there? Like, so if you guys feel like you like missed out on like that when people were just like drinking cans of shit and then crashing into walls, we still got that lemonade that can kill people because it has so much caffeine in it. So if you could just like mix that with some like Jägermeister, and you got kind of like what we were working with in the early 2000s. Yeah, but like it seems like it's weird. Like throughout history, there's like shit like that happens a lot where there's just like something on the market and they're like, what the fuck were they thinking about? Like seriously? I heard about this. Back in the 80s, the late 80s, you could buy like straight MDMA from the gas station like it's the boner pills. It was crazy. You'd just be like, yeah, hook me up with some Molly. I'm going to have a fucking awesome weekend. But anyway, So one thing that I always thought was kind of crazy was like the dynamic between the cops and the firemen. Like everyone loves the firemen, so I thought that like it'd be really interesting if just as like a social experiment, we got like one town, the cops and the firemen switch jobs for a week and what that would look like. And like, I mean, like to start off, if the like cops are spending their nights over at the firehouse as opposed to at home, 40% of the spouses of the cops are definitely sleeping nicer through that week. Beyond that, like the firemen are still going to be hooking up with their side pieces or like whatever. But like really when it comes down to their job and the way they'd approach it, because like we have all these firemen that are going to be like getting calls for stuff that they don't necessarily want to do, that the real cops like always show up with their guns for anyway. So they're like, yeah, let's get mental health on it. Who cares, And over with the cops, we're like really hoping that it's not the like sexy fireman shoot that week, because we really don't want those roided out bodies on our calendars. You know what I'm saying? But then like I just like love the idea they actually have to show up to a fire and they're just unloading on the fire because they feel threatened. So thanks, guys. That's it for me. I'm Ricky Brindley. Thanks.
Goddamn cops shooting fires. Ricky Brindley, let's hear for that nice young man right there. I like to walk out all the way to the edge and all the way back. Ricky Brindley. Ricky Brindley. All right, we're down to our last three comics of the night. And this next hot shit coming to the stage has been here many times. She was a friend of a friend. I had a friend said, hey, my friend wants you to stand up. I said, tell her to come by. Holy shit. This broad is funny as fuck. That's all I got to say. Please put your hands together for the very funny Miss Shannon Brink.
Hello. Howdy. Okay, so on the topic of ass eating, when I was 12 years old, I went to my first Rihanna concert, and I said to myself, that is the only ass I will eat. So if anybody has any friends that look like Rihanna, call me. Seriously. Also, all the people over here are incredibly attractive. I came straight from work. I look like shit. Who brought them? Who are you with? Who brought you here? You just showed up? Who? Okay. Usually I'm bringing the attractive people, but these people are good looking. And you guys, you brought a third. Is it like a financial throuple or more of like a sexual? Oh, it's a brother. Okay, same question. Right. I don't know. Okay, also feels super bad. So my friend came up on stage, told everybody he's super religious, started talking about the Passion of the Christ. I was over there talking about the best foot massage I ever got from a crackhead named Tie-Dye. He had it was said tie-dye on his forehead, right? I was like, it was the best ever. Like, you gotta try it. And I was wondering why he wasn't like more into it. And I get it. It's a sin. That has to be. But if you guys aren't friends with like a couple crackheads, I think all the comedians, you gotta have like at least one in your back pocket. I'm open if anybody wants to hang out. Call me. No, seriously. So my parents are freaks. Not really, but like they're high school sweethearts. Ugh, gross. Like, try something else, right? But my parents, after they got married, they moved back into the neighborhood that my grandparents lived in, which was super sweet. But then my uncle, my mom's brother, also moved in. So I was like, okay, what's going on here? Some weird swinger shit? No, I guess we're all the right parents, whatever. But my grandparents had a cul-de-sac. You guys like cul-de-sacs? Yeah, I like cul-de-sacs. And I like ones with little things in the middle, and you can like race people around, race them. And I was on my bike, and I'm racing. I'm going quick. But for some reason, I start kind of going wider, and there's like parked cars in this cul-de-sac. So I'm on my bike, and I nail my pee-pee on the bike and the car. I nail my pee-pee. I'm a woman, thank you. But my pee-pee, I like calling it pee-pee. And I ran down the street, and I'm yelling, my pee-pee hurts, my pee-pee hurts. If you don't want neighborhood people calling your parents, you probably shouldn't say that you hurt your pee-pee in the back of some dude's car. Okay? And now we all know P. Diddy is a diddler, right? I mean, come on, P. Diddy, diddler. Puff, anybody nicknamed Puff Daddy is touching kids, okay? You cannot tell me different. And then there's all the rumors. He's touching Usher's touching JB. So at the Super Bowl show, Usher's getting his thing, and I'm a millennial, so I'm dropping ass. But the whole time, I'm like, but he like kind of touches kids, right? And then Luda comes up, and I'm like, yeah, but he touches kids. It's like, bend over to the front, touch your toes. I'm like, consider me the kid. Am I right? Am I right? It's a good performance, okay? Loved it. So I got to be honest with everybody in the room and the people on the stream. Some of you probably know this, but I was a total slut in high school. What can I say? I'm going to attribute that to the fact that female masturbation is not talked about enough in the schools. Nobody else? Well, yeah. Guys, it's serious. I feel that in 5th grade, if I didn't see a baby come out of a vagina and maybe just saw somebody like flicking their bean, I feel like I would have had way less sex, okay? If I would have known, I mean, I was a late adopter to masturbation. I think my teddy bear would tell you different, but he's not here. If you get what I mean, you got to do what you got to do. But anywho, I was a late adopter, but my message to women is touch yourself as long as you can. As long as you can, for as long as you can. The patriarchy, they don't want that, right? But if you get the unlucky draw that you're straight, then you might be able to add one of these men, and hopefully you wipe your butt, and hopefully you eat butt, and hopefully you eat each other's butt. Who's together? Who actually, where are you all from? Who's together? Okay, yeah, okay. Are you with them too? Okay. Okay. I'm watching you guys. I'm watching you. Great. So earlier, I heard someone say, and I think they were talking about me, they said, acute autism. I'm like, is he talking about me like cute? Yeah, so yes, I have ADHD, so I'm neurodivergent in that way. And yes, I did go to a doctor, and they were like, yeah, something's off. And then everyone's like, yeah, but she's cute. Think about that for a minute. That's the reason, right? And they're like, she makes eye contact too much. And maybe if I understood social cues a little bit better, I wouldn't, be who I am as a human being. You know what I mean? But I do a lot of psychedelics, which is sweet. Anybody else? Sweet. So one of the times, I haven't told this story in a little bit, and I wanna tell it because I think you guys would really appreciate it. So one of the first times I did acid, and I have 3 rules on acid. Okay, do it in like a safe place. You can always take more. You can never take less, and wear underwear. Okay. So first time I take acid, I'm in a little mini dress and I'm doing my thing. Oh, I did not think I was gonna be doing that day. We go over to my friend's house. There's a lot of people, not a lot, but I'm dancing, I'm shaking. My whole butthole is out, right? One of her friends, her roommate, this small little person, comes up to me and he's like, "Shannon, you have the smallest, tightest little pussy lips I've ever seen in my whole life." And at first I was taken aback, but then I was like, "Can you tell everybody at this party what you just said, actually?" Because I would like people to know that. I would like people to know that I have the tightest lips at this party. Because that's not the reality, okay? And on the topic of genitals, micropenises. Anyone have one? I almost got you. I almost got you. I did. Yeah, so I was telling my sister about this guy that we went to high school with who had a micropenis. And she's like, "How do you know he has a micropenis?" "I have a hot body, hands, and eyes. I don't know what, I saw it, you know what I mean? I ran, I did some, I faked asleep." That's besides the point, okay? Micropenises are important. And my sister was so broken up about it. She's like, "I just feel like we really need to support these people." And she really wanted to start like a micropenis anonymous group. And she actually texted me because I was like, "Well, why don't you just make an Instagram page and people could, And she says, "I think you would be surprised at how many Instagram handles consist of micro penis anonymous. I have tried 25 different variations and they're all taken." So all I have to say about that is you have a family and you have people to support you. Thank you. And that's my time. Thank you, guys. Yeah!
Shannon Brink, let's hear for this nice young lady. This nice on the ADHD spectrum. You divergent motherfucker. Okay, let's hear for. So sweet. All right, I think we're learning a lot about people tonight. Cocaine, ass eating. This has been a wonderful experience. I can't wait to go back to Temple. We're down to our last 2 comedians of the evening. This next young lady, one of our regulars, and we truly appreciate her witty outlook on life. And there's an aversion to Ted Kaczynski and a theme that runs through that we both of us understand. So I just like to say, as a fellow fan of Ted Kaczynski, I love this woman. Julia Eyerly, please put your hands together.
All right, I'm still being called young lady. That's nice. I turn 40 next week. Yeah. Some people don't even make it this far, So that's pretty good. Yeah. So so almost 40, which means my face can't get away with pulling all-nighters anymore. Like sometimes I'm trying to get ready. I'm like, my hair's not quite right. I don't know about these shoes. Oh God, it's my face. My face is the problem with this whole look. That's not good. I've spent as much as $150 on a moisturizer. Finally figured out it's cheaper to just rub money directly on my face. Which sounds disgusting, I realize, but the cocaine on the American money supply is so good for dark circles. You guys give that a try. Get back to me. Yeah, it really works. My mom doesn't love that joke. But, she also wants me to be financially responsible. And at this point, the amount of money I'm spending on eye cream, it's cheaper to just snort cocaine. There's more than one way to look awake. And I'm just saying, at almost 40, cocaine is the cheaper option. So, do you want me to be financially responsible, Mom? Or do you want me to not do coke? You can't have both. So, you got to choose. I'm a very indecisive person, especially when I'm shopping. I'm like as indecisive as like a raccoon trying to cross the freeway, you know, with the dark circles to match. Like, could I spend another 4 hours on YouTube and finally make a fucking decision about what moisturizer I'm going to buy? Is the 14th hour finally where all clarity comes and I know the perfect one that's going to make me not look like I should just put a paper bag over my head and just call it, cut some little eye holes out? Is there a 40-year-old back here? Somebody's laughing like they've been... You watch 14 hours of YouTube to pick a moisturizer? Sometimes it's that 14th hour that really helps nail down that decision. But I work hourly, so I'm thinking, how much money could I have made in the time that I spent trying to make this decision? Carry the one. I could have bought all of Sephora by now. I could have tried all of them in the time that I spent trying to make this decision. So I get tired of making decisions. I am not pro-choice when it comes to like nail polish colors. Okay? I do not need 400 plus choices. I don't need to be having an existential crisis on the floor of a Walmart trying to choose between 36 allegedly different hot pinks. Like, I have a job. My favorite brand for nail polish is Revlon, okay? Because the man designing these colors is for sure colorblind. There's no way this guy can tell the difference between 36 different hot pinks. So Revlon makes one. Revlon, they are run by men. I don't care. They're saving me from myself. Men in the room, I don't know if you know this, but you can do a quiz to tell you what nail polish to buy and still end up doubting yourself. Like, this is how women flush so much time on the internet. Revlon doesn't have a quiz because it would just be hot pink, yes or no. They still make the same color they made in 1939. They don't care. They're like, you know what? It was good enough to beat Hitler. It's good enough for you to post on your Instagram page. We're not changing it. We don't care. And they were the first company to put part numbers on beauty products. So I can send my husband to the store to pick up nail polish like he's buying an alternator. He may have no idea what fuchsia is, but he can handle part number 270. Right up his alley. I'm hoping in the future they'll have a parts desk where he can just call in and say, yeah, I've got a 1984 white lady. Yeah, part number 270. That'll do the trick. Yeah, the future. Welcome to the future. Last night in Winco, somebody used the Google Translate app from Spanish to English to ask me where the mayonnaise was. Just when I thought I was finally getting a tan, I get asked where the fucking mayonnaise is. So I told him, my Spanish is pretty good, like that wasn't the problem. So I told him, you know, I don't work here, and then tried to make a guess, because I guess have this white people's senses of where the mayonnaise is, immediately found it in the next aisle, so that was fucking embarrassing. But he apologized when I told him, you know, I don't work here. Which is kind of like we all do. I do that. If I mistake somebody for being an employee, I apologize. Which I'm like, why is that? Well, I think it's because you realize like how degrading that is. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. I assumed that you hated your job so much that you just gave up all hope and just stopped washing your hair. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I assumed that your personal fashion choices match those of corporate grocery store executives. I'm terribly sorry that I assumed that you bought those shoes for comfort and only comfort. I feel really bad about that. I'm so sorry that I assumed that about you as a person. But we don't do it for every job, right? I'm like, well, if you're in a prison, let's say, and you walk up to an inmate and start asking questions, you know, and they're like, oh, I don't work here. You're not going to apologize. Like, that's a step up, right? Like, if you thought they were a prison guard, I don't know. If you're in a courthouse, you ask somebody in a suit, hey, where's, you know, Judge Smith's chambers? I don't know. I'm the defendant. Like, it's different than being accused of working at Winco when you haven't washed your hair. So I washed my hair today. Yeah, yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I've realized most of my problems in life are me. All my own fault. In the middle of a remodel, I convinced my husband we need a dog. Never had a dog before, but we have a backyard now. We own a house. Time to get a dog. All right. I knew that I wanted a rescue guard dog, okay? So I'm like, I definitely want to get a guard dog because every breed's different. They all have their different personalities. Okay, narrowed down to a guard dog. Met some pit bulls, decided way too mellow. We got to step this up a notch. So we go with the classic best dog for first-time owners, the rescue Doberman. I swear to God, this thing had a chest made out of like old tank parts or something. And PTSD. Like, I don't say that lightly, but he's barking and lunging at nothing at 3 a.m. Oh my God. He was like Rambo in First Blood. I don't know if you've seen all the Rambo movies, but you know, if you're getting them mixed up, you know, you've seen them all too many times. It's the first one. So First Blood, when they're trying to shave him in the jail, they put that nightstick across his neck, and he kicks his way out through like 7 cops. That's my doggy in Petco grooming. So they made me come pick him up. They said he kicked us in the chest. We're not doing this. But in his defense, when I picked him up, he said, they drew first blood. Yeah. So Petco started it. He finished it. Yeah. So he passed away last year at the, I know, wah, wah. But he was 12. He was 12, which is really good for a Doberman. Very proud of that. Backyard bred, just fucking nightmare. But I loved this dog so much. If a vet told me he needed braces, I would have done it. I'd be like, Solly Bear, hold still. Mama's got to get your rubber bands in. Did you eat your headgear again? We're running out of money. So I put a profile on Rover and asked some people for reviews, and somebody that knew me through the rescue org was like, her patience and love is unlimited. I'm like, that's a lot of words for, she doesn't have a fucking couch, bro. Like, this dog leveled her house. But it was such a great experience, you know? Like, I'm so glad I did it, no regrets. But then I'm like, okay, I don't need to do that again soon, right? Like, let's get a little easier dog next time, right? Then I find myself on the Maricopa County Animal Shelter website looking at rescue Belgian Malinois. That's worse. What the fuck? I just need somebody to come and just like cut my internet. You gave me the light, right, Sean? Okay. All right. Let's see. Cut the internet. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to talk about the Unabomber. But I don't think I have enough time for all of my thoughts on the Unabomber. Like, if you put aside the racism and misogyny, like, in the blowing people up, I'm just saying he had some good points. So, all right, I'm Julia. Thank you guys so much for your time.
Ladies and gentlemen, Julia Eyerly. Let's hear it for that nice young lady right there. This is Waylon. He just woke up.
Is this thing on? Check 1, 2. What do you do with a dog with no legs? Take him for a drag.
Okay, that was funny. Ladies and gentlemen, we are down to our last comedian. This man took the light rail all the way from Michigan. And we paid for it because that's what we love to do. It's $4 all day. He's going back later tonight. And if he misses it, he's got to pay his own way back. He was here in 2017, 2018 when John Henry hosted it. And somehow I missed that detail and then figured it out later this afternoon. But we're thrilled that he's back. And he brought a few hot shit friends over here that have been very patient and nice. Please, closing out tonight's show, the very funny and talented Mr. Matt Lauria.
Keep it going for Sean and all 67 comedians you saw here this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it going for them. Thank you guys so much for welcoming me to Latino woman-only DMT, cocaine, eat ass, where an ice machine might go off night here tonight. That is fucking awesome here. It's amazing to follow the cutest mammal I've ever seen in my fucking life. This is insane on this stage here right now. It's awesome. I got to give it up to you guys. This is a great fucking room. Give it up for yourselves for coming out here to support comedy on a weekly comedy festival every single Tuesday. This is amazing. I'm happy to be here. I'm from the Midwest. It's hilarious to be from the Midwest and come to a place with actual sun during the month of March. I do that old school Midwestern thing. Before I come to a place with sun, I have to get that base tan. Like, I don't fucking realize that sun cancer exists, because that's what you call it in the Midwest, sun cancer. So you go to a tanning salon. I haven't been to a tanning salon in like 15 years, and I went before this trip. I don't know if you guys have been. No, you haven't, because you live in Arizona. I went, and it's like $25 for one tanning session. Then the lady behind the counter asked me, hey, are you going to tan naked? I don't know. What's it to you? She's like, well, make sure you wrap it. Wrap what? Then without missing a beat, she's like, your penis. I'm like, listen, lady, I don't have any penis fucking wrapping paper on me. What does the Saul Meunier suggest that I wrap my penis with? And without missing a beat, she's like, use your sock. Like, listen, lady, I haven't had a sock on my dick in my life. Well, once or twice, but how the hell does she know, right? So then she sends me to some 6 foot by 6 foot room. I put on a big vat of oil, these Nazi sunglasses that suck my eyeballs in the back of my head. Then right in front of everybody, I just put on this fucking Under Armour sock. I feel like the worst spokesperson of all time. I feel like Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And the whole time I'm in there, I'm thinking this has to be the most awkward experience I've ever had with a sock, right? Unless you count the fact that I love to leave my socks on during sex. And see, people think that's funny and people think that's weird. I'm like, what the hell do you care? It's usually just me on my iPod on xvideos.com anyway. And I said iPod. That's how much I fucked that joke up right there. That's how bad it is. I love being here. I love wearing short sleeves. It's good to be here in Arizona, not in the Midwest. Don't let this denim on denim fool you. I am the least Jay Leno person you've ever met in your fucking life. I am the least handy person of all time. I cannot fix a fucking thing. It's embarrassing on the level that I can't fix shit. My wife, when we met each other, I was fortunate to have a house, and she came in the bathroom in the house, and she goes, hey, the towel rack's broke in the bathroom. Yeah? She goes, so what are we going to do about that? And I was like, motherfucking we. I tell dick jokes. I tried telling it dick jokes. It didn't work. What are you going to do? We're going to hang our towels over the shower curtain rod because it does the exact same fucking thing. That's what happened. It's embarrassing, though, because my dad is a maintenance electrician. And my stepdad is a painter. So these guys are fucking blue collar on blue collar on blue collar. They dress me tonight. It's to the point that it's embarrassing because, like, my dad, every time he receives a phone call from me, he's not even answering with hello anymore. He's just like, what's wrong? I'm like, I get it, Dad. I called you the other day for what way a furnace filter goes. But you're the same asshole that called me and asked me if it's safe to check your email on someone else's computer, okay? So what way does the fucking furnace filter go? There's an arrow. Okay, you could have said that. Thanks, Dad. Thank you. Exactly, what's a furnace? Just let me get my Windmustard out of here. And, that's how you bond with Arizona people. Do the tanning salon bit. Do the furnace bit. After that, I'm going to go into skiing and snowboarding. It'll be fucking hilarious. Don't worry. YouTube 1 and 2 will get this. Don't worry. It'll be good. It's embarrassing though. My dad's Sicilian as ever, so he gets embarrassed by things because he's an actual mechanic. So when he sees things in my left corner of my windshield, like I paid to get an oil change because I got money like that, guys. Sees that and he goes, "You see that? That's embarrassing." I go, "Dad, it's 2024. I think I can afford to do that." And he goes, "You know what? It's not that you can afford to do that. It's that you choose not to do something I taught you." And I said, "You never taught me how to change my own oil." Have you ever seen smoke come from like a father figure's ears? Like fucking Looney Tunes style? I do that to my dad. I tell him, "You never taught me how to change my own oil." And he goes, "I taught you how to change your own oil. I at least know that." So, Dad, you're right. You taught me how to hold a flashlight and get yelled at. That's what you taught. Not in my eyes, God damn it. Pliers. Not needle nose. Somebody got that reference. That's good. I like that. My wife is here. God bless her. She sits there and tolerates all the showroom. Ah, the hot one. There you go. Thank you. Yep. She's got perfect lips, just like yours. She's 7 years younger than me. I am 38. She is 31. We met at an age that we realized that I was a 8th grader when she was a 1st grader. That's fucking disgusting, right? No, you're good. That's on some Sean McCarthy shit. I like that, man. I like that. I like that. I went to Catholic grade school, too, as well. And at Catholic grade school, you realize that I had one of those kindergarten through 8th grade Catholic grade schools where the 8th graders used to go check out on the 1st graders, like a Big Brothers, Big Sisters program. They'd be like, "Hey, how's addition?" It was awful. Could you imagine if we got a sign as like Big Brothers, Big Sisters, like 8th grade or 1st grade? I'd just be like, "Why don't you go ahead and grow up? Have they taught you 7 minutes in heaven?" Yeah. This is hypothetical, for Christ's sake. She didn't even go to the same grade school, guys. So. 7-year age gap is weird, especially as a comedian, because like pop culture is our currency as a comedian. So like I made reference the other day on the way here. Notorious B.I.G. Juicy was playing, and I was like, "Oh my God, where were you when you first heard this song?" She's like, "My mom's womb." I'm like, "Jeez. Christ, if you don't know, now you know." I did not finish that. It's weird. A 7-year age gap is weird too because, like, you know, I get to a place of understanding of like she's damn near Gen Z, right? She's right on the cusp, right? Like 92, 85. Like, I don't know if you guys remember this during the pandemic, but there was a movie on Netflix that was like a documentary. It's called Social Dilemma. It's basically like a documentary about like how we're all addicted to our phones and social media and all this nonsense. And one of the things that they recommended at the end of the Social Dilemma was don't bring phones in the bedroom. And that's something I immediately subscribed to. I don't know if you've ever told somebody that's close to Gen Z to not bring their phone in the bedroom. But it's a lot like telling a baby boomer that maybe Walmart shouldn't sell automatic rifles. There's a lot of confusion, a lot of anger, and a lot of "from my cold, dead hand, bitch. Cash me outside." How about that? Thank you guys so much. You guys have been incredible to support this entire thing here tonight. My name is Nipsey Hussle. Thank you guys so much. Have yourselves an incredible evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nipsey Hussle, a.k.a. Matt Lauria. So fucking awesome. All right, well, that's been the whole show. I'm going to do an hour right now. Lock the curtains. So stupid. Hey, there's karaoke next door. Please get home safe. Thanks for coming out. We'll be here next week. We're here literally every week at 7:30 to 9 o'clock, being funnier than anybody in the goddamn valley. Thank you very much. Have a good night, folks.